I'm Antti Alila from Tuxera, and I'm heading the enterprise business unit there. So especially when joining this event and from the HPC computing perspective, we are talking about a lot of these enterprise data transfer technologies here. So the SMB protocol itself, well, many people might think about it as very unsexy technology dated early 80s or something like that, and having many iterations on the way and many innovations primarily made by Microsoft. But nowadays it enables some of the really interesting scenarios where we are working with for example, with healthcare or with media and entertainment, so we can provide some things that others cannot in a way that we innovate with this protocol. Biggest gains by far are these I would say extreme scenarios where you can have an explosion of new connections or new clients needing to access certain files, so we can have this scale and have this kind of unlimited capability to service those customers with a quality, and we offer services for those big companies to support their customers. That's kind of being one, but then the second one being that you need to have this really big throughput of accessing some of the data, and that can be, and most likely is, this kind of an online analysis services. So you have, for example, imaging data coming from certain devices in healthcare, for example, and then you need to do this quick analysis into the data as it is being transferred also into the storage solution. So, well, there's few of those really key pain points that we have identified, and we have actually focused really much our development into those pieces. And first of all being the kind of the extreme capability, like I told earlier on about the scale. So you need to have this amount of connections which the current solution cannot do. That's one thing. And then the second thing, when all these clouds and all of these big storage companies have been creating even bigger offerings, that you need to have this scale, and you cannot actually forecast possibly that when do you need that scale. You need to be dynamic in a way that you can service those customers, but then again, you shouldn't over provision in a way that you have this capacity sitting around, so we can be flexible there and have this ability to scale. Limitations come from, like I said, the scale is one, that can be a limitation. Limitation in a way that, is there a company in the world that can offer the support of even 24/7 from different parts of the globe, and also support these kind of critical industries where they cannot have any kind of outages, and they could also have their own development team, and we could be working side by side with their team to offer these services. So those are some of the key points. Of course, we need to think about different ways to innovate, and also given the fact that SMB as a protocol and a use case used to be this kind of a local network file sharing thing, but nowadays, since everything is on the cloud and there's great transfer speeds even on the public internet, is that how do you make it possible to use that data regardless of where you are? But you need to have the security there, so you need to have the way to securely transfer, securely authenticate, and all of those pieces need to come into place before you can really especially share some critical industry data. So that's some of the things that we are now doing. And then there's also other things that we are now analyzing on let's talk about the access layer. So we talked now about one protocol, but the access layer has many other things, so we are exploring different opportunities also there, but that's not ready yet. That's something that we're doing. So SC22 for us has been an awesome experience to meet these new customers and also understand the different needs from the market, so it's been a great thing. I think that there's really interesting different vendors and innovations, and they can be really niche in what they do. And what we would like to understand is that we have this understanding of certain scenarios from certain industries, and within these discussions and within these sessions we are learning more, hearing more, and what could be the way for us to innovate going to the future. And I think that it's been really valuable. And of course, in this area it's a huge session hall of different vendors, and actually there are quite many of our customers here, and hopefully some of the future customers. So really good discussions also on that point. So if you're interested in our offerings and want to have this discussion that can we help your offerings possibly, or you have a need in your industry for these kind of extreme data transfer scenarios, you can contact us from tuxera.com or approach us from email sales@tuxera.com.